Let me ask you something, and I really want you to sit with this for a moment. Have you ever noticed that you feel guilty when you finally start standing up for yourself? Even when you know deep down that you're not doing anything wrong? Do you find yourself apologizing in situations where it's absolutely not your fault and you don't need to apologize? Are you someone who constantly seeks approval, going out your way to please other people, even when it comes at your own expense or your own peace or your own needs and your own well-being? Do you ever feel like you are flawed or broken in ways that you cannot fully explain? And when it comes to relationship, do you notice that you seem to be attracting the same kind of people over and over again? The ones who do not fully understand you, those who are unavailable in love. Do you feel that no matter how much you achieve, how much you grow, or how much you give to others, there is still that voice inside of you that's whispering, it's not enough and you are not enough? Now, I want you to pause just for a moment, because if any of that resonates with you, I need you to hear this today. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not broken, but there is something within you that is still hurting, and that part of you is your inner child. You see, for some of you, the idea of an inner child might feel unfamiliar or even a little bit, uncomfortable. Let me explain it in another way that feels real and grounded. You see, your inner child is simply the younger version of you. And the little girl who learned how to survive in the only way she knew how at that time. She is a part of you who learned to stay quiet, to avoid conflict, to please others in order to feel safe, to forgive in order to feel loved, to shrink herself so that she would not be rejected or abandoned. These behaviors did not come from weakness. No, they came from adaptation. They came from a place of trying to protect you in an environment where at some level you did not feel fully safe or protected. And if you take a moment to reflect on your upbringing, you might start to see how these patterns were formed if you grew up in an environment where love felt conditional, where you only received the attention or praises when you were being good, helpful, or easy. Then it makes complete sense that you'll learn to become that version of yourself today. And if your emotions were dismissed, criticized, or ignored, you will learn very quickly that expressing your needs was not safe. So you suppress them. And if you was in an inconsistency, emotional neglect, or instability in your environment, then chaos would have become a familiar to your new norm. This is why as an adult, you might find yourself drawn to relationships that do not serve you. Not because you constantly want that, but because your subconscious mind recognized the pattern that you've gone through in your childhood. It's saying, I know this. I've experienced this before. Even when your heart is quietly trying to tell you that something doesn't feel right. And this is the part where I really need you to listen to, because you are not repeating these patterns because you are weak, and you are not attracting those experiences because there is something wrong with you. You are responding from a place within you that was never given the opportunity to fully heal. However, there is also a truth that we have to gently acknowledge, because if not, you're going to continuously be living them same patterns over and over and over again, facing the same challenges, the same situation that may look slightly different but it's really the same. Unless this situation of the inner child is addressed, you may continue to overgive, over apologize, over explain, overextend yourself. You may continue to abandon your own needs while trying to be chosen by others. And that is one of the most painful cycle a woman can find herself in. But here is where things begin to shift, because the moment you become aware of this, you realize something incredible and really empowering. You, yes, you are the best person to love yourself. You are the best parent to parent yourself, to parent the inner child. No one else knows you better than you are. No one knows your story the way you do. No one knows what you went without, what you need, or what you're longing for, or what you went through as a child. The adult version of you, the woman you are today, is exactly who your younger self needed back then. And even though life is busy and full of responsibilities, taking the time to go back and reconnect with that younger version of yourself can change everything. Because she is still there. She still exists within you, through your thoughts, through your emotions, through your reaction, through your connection, through your beliefs. The way you've been rejected or abandoned or made to feel unseen are still influencing your subconscious mind today. And that subconscious mind is shaping your current reality. You see, that part of you cannot really fully heal until you go back and give her what she did not receive. The beautiful part is that this is in your control. So when we talk about the inner child, we are not talking about something imaginary or trending. We're talking about the part of your subconscious mind where your earliest beliefs were formed, often between the age of 7, when your brain was still highly impressionable and absorb information about yourself, about love, and about the world. Healing your inner child is not just about being kinder to yourself. No, it's part of it, but it's not all of it. It's about activating, reprogramming the belief that were created during those early experiences and choosing new ones that supports who you are becoming and who you are today. Now, one of the most powerful ways of to begin this process is to ask yourself some honest questions like, what did you not receive enough as a child? What was not said to you as you was growing up? What did you miss out on that you're still longing for and yearning for today? For example, for me, I grew up being told that I was too loud, too emotional. Expressing feeling was seen as weakness. And over time, I learned to suppress that part of myself. But as I became an adult, I realized that the belief I was taught was holding me back from becoming myself, from expressing myself fully and wholly. So my healing looked like intentionally surrounding myself with people who understood me, who understood that emotions are healthy and that it was necessary for me to express them. And that vulnerability is not something to be ashamed of. So I started reading, learning, journaling, and creating space to process my emotions rather than avoiding them. And over time, I was able to shift my belief that expressing my emotions was not weakness, and to understanding that it was actually one of my greatest strengths. It was how I connected with people, how I healed, how I showed up for myself and others. And this is a kind of shift that is possible for you too, as well. But it requires intention and repetition. You have to consciously give yourself what you did not receive as a child and allow yourself to become a person you were once told you could not be. And this is where reparenting really begins, because when we talk about reparenting, what we are really saying is this: you are now stepping into the role of the parent that you needed, the one that listens to you, the one who understands you, who reassures you, who guides you, who loves you without any conditions. You are no longer waiting for someone else to give you what you need back then. No. You are now capable to give yourself it. You can choose you. And one of the most powerful and beautiful ways to do that is connecting with your younger version of you. You can look at a picture of yourself as a child, maybe when you was about 5, older or younger, it doesn't matter. Place it somewhere where you can see, and every day when you look at that image, remind yourself that you're still speaking to her, still shaping her, still experiencing life through her. And when you start to see yourself in that way, it becomes much harder to be harsher, critical, or dismissive towards yourself. Instead, you become to respond with compassion, patience, and understanding. You can also begin to build a relationship with your inner child through simple daily practice. Ask yourself how she is feeling, what does she need, and how you can show up for her. Then take action on those answers. Whether that means you taking more time out for yourself, having extra rest, allowing yourself to feel your emotions, or immersing yourself in something that brings you joy. Affirmations can also be a powerful tool in this process. Even if that feels uncomfortable at first, repetition plays a very important key in this part of healing. And another really powerful way is to connecting with your inner child is by actually one of my personal favorite, and that is writing a letter to her. I want you to do this either weekly or monthly, whatever feels realistic for you. But the key is consistency. This is not about being perfect. No, it's about connection. I want you to really sit with this and feel the younger person, the younger self emerge in yourself, and then write to her. Write a letter as a woman you are today, speaking directly to the girl you once were. There is something incredibly powerful about this, because allowing you to express things that maybe were never said, things that were never acknowledged, and emotions that were never fully expressed or processed. You can write about how you are feeling right now in yourself, what you've done, what you've accomplished. You can write about what is coming up emotionally inside of you. You can talk about how your past is showing up in your present and what you're doing to make a change, to make her feel more safer. You can reflect on your childhood, on what she went through, what she handled, what she survived, and also what she did well, because sometimes we forget that. We forget to be gentle with ourselves because we did survive it. You are here today. And you can talk about the relationship you are now building with her, how you are starting to show up differently, how you are learning to protect her, to listen to her, and to support her in ways that she didn't experience before. And something that I think is really beautiful about this practice is that you can keep those letters. You can save them. And what I do, and what I recommend that you do as well, is that you may maybe once a month or once a year, you go back and you read them and you see where you started from and how far you've moved forward, and how far you've grown, how far your healing has come along. And you will see the way your relationship with yourself has evolved over time. And you will see how you have shown up for not just for yourself, but for her, the inner child that's been crying out for you, and how you've become stronger, wiser, more resilient, resilient, more aware, more compassionate. And it becomes a journey, a record of your healing, one letter at a time. And in those letters, you can also remind yourself of something really important, who your inner child always wanted you to be, the woman who you are today, the life she has hoped for. And I want you to remember this. You and only you have the choice to continue to repeat the same patterns, or you can choose to break them. You can continue to abandon yourself, or you can continue the process of coming home to yourself. The choice is always yours, and yours only, my loves. You deserve to feel safe. You deserve to feel enough without having to prove yourself. You deserve a relationship that feels peaceful rather than confusing. So today I invite you just to take a few minutes to sit quietly with yourself and ask, what does my younger self need now? And whatever the answer is, give it to her, because that is where your healing begins. My name is Estella, and this is Redefine Her World, where we rise, heal, and learn to choose ourselves even when it's hard. If this message touched your heart, please remember to share, like, and subscribe, because somewhere out there, another woman needs to hear this truth too. Thank you for coming back. I love you all. Bye.